Parles-tu français? Hablas español? Parli italiano? If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Wondery. Spelled BABBEL.com/Wondery. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Grandma, don't be silly. We all love and miss you. I know Mom does. I'm tired, okay? I need to go to bed. I'm falling asleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? No, I'm really tired, okay? I'm sorry. Hello? Grandma, was that you?
Welcome back to The Exorcist Files, the show where we tell demons we can't go for that. No, no. Thank you, Hall & Oates. Today's story begins, as many do, with grief, a gift, and an invitation, which opened up a door. And our regular listeners know not everything that steps through an open door is willing to go back. As a reminder, listener discretion is advised. The show is not suitable for all audiences, just those that enjoy accounts of preternatural activity from a Protestant and Catholic doing their best to help illuminate the world of spiritual warfare with just a modicum of mediocre dad jokes. As another reminder, if you'd like to support the show and get access to the special Case Behind the Case episodes where Father offers captivating additional content on his cases, as well as the Ask Me Anythings, you'll want to head over to exorcistfiles.tv to subscribe to the Vault. And with that, let's bring on our own exorcistic MC Hammer, who in the power of Christ reminds demons, no, you can't touch this.
There's a reason why the church warns against the occult. When it does so, it is not being superstitious. It's being proactive. When a person attempts to contact the dead through occult means, he may receive an answer. Rest assured, though, it's not from the loved one he dearly misses. Today's case comes from Father John, a priest who is a close friend of mine. He asked me to read his story to maintain his anonymity. I speak from experience that as soon as a priest goes public with an account of extraordinary evil, the number of emails, phone calls, and letters he receives goes through the roof. Father John wishes to spare himself that. With that, let's dive in. Father John is a Catholic priest who has been ordained for just over 25 years. We've known each other for almost 15. We became friends after meeting at a conference, and he is a huge fan of The Exorcist Files, so you know he's the real deal. I wanted to share his case not because it defies credulity. In a sense, all cases do, but because the failures and tragedies within it are emblematic of the state of things today. Even if he's not an exorcist, every priest is on the front lines of spiritual warfare. The enemy is out there wreaking havoc on God's people, and we're out there triaging, pointing them to freedom. And there comes a point where after a while, you think you've seen it all. Then something new comes. It never ceases to disgust me how much the enemy goes after children. We know he hates them, he hates everyone. But he knows children are vulnerable, especially when their parents don't protect them. Many times I have told God, it's not fair. But you know what? The enemy doesn't play fair. He is evil itself. Parents, pay attention. This is so important. We are in a battle, and I hope this story prevents your kids from needless spiritual suffering. Father John met Simon when Simon was about 12 or 13. He was an only child who lived with his mother and grandmother, and he had a very close relationship with his grandmother. In fact, the two were pretty inseparable. They loved to play games together, and her pet name for him was Monkey.
Well, how did we do gift-wise this year?
Pretty awesome, but I did win a parrot.
I told you we are never getting a parrot.
Oh, come on. Clara, remember, you wanted a rabbit.
Rabbits don't squawk.
She's no fun.
All day.
She is no fun. But maybe next year, Monkey.
Hey, I wouldn't mind a couple new PlayStation games too.
Well, you don't have to sit here with us and be an adult. Why don't you go upstairs? Go rot your brains out.
Oh, trust me, I will, but it's Christmas. Let's play a game together. How about Monopoly?
Ooh, you're on, Monkey. Go grab the board.
Middle school kids usually prefer video games, right? Am I crazy?
Oh, he's a good kid, Clara. And you've done a good job with him.
On this particular Christmas, after all the games and food, Simon's grandmother came in to say goodnight and had one more present to give him.
Yes.
Dang.
Ooh, not looking good, Grandma.
Well, see, I thought you were going to give me a pass. And how do you always end up on Boardwalk anyway?
Well, what can I say? I'm the champ.
Well, thanks. See, now I'm broke and I'm tired. But, Monkey, come here. I've got a little something for you. It's an extra Christmas present, though I think it's more for me than you.
What is it?
It's a game that you can't beat me at.
That game does not exist, Grandma.
We'll see. Come here. Go on, open it up.
Oogie board?
Ouija. It's a Ouija board.
Well, how do you play?
Well, see, you don't really play. This is more of an experience. And some people think you can use it to talk to the dead. I happen to think they're right.
That sounds weird.
No. Look, Monkey. See, one day I may not be here. I know I look amazing, but I'm not going to live forever. And this way, when I'm gone, we can stay in touch.
Grandma, is everything okay with you?
Oh, yeah. I'm fine. I just saw this, and I thought I should get it for you. I'll always be around. But now I want you to get some sleep. Because tomorrow, I want you to show me how to use that thing that you call Player Station, whatever that is.
You're ridiculous. It's PlayStation.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Good night.
Good night, Grandma.
Sadly, Simon's grandmother passed away just 4 weeks later. It was devastating for Clara, but especially for Simon. They were a family of 3, and his grandmother's absence left a gaping hole. Simon went into a bit of a depression. He had put the Ouija board under his bed, and just the sight of it reminded him of his grandmother. He spent hours in his room, and his mother found it hard to get him out of the funk.
Ah, our old friend Ouija. No, it's not the excommunicated distant cousin of Nintendo's star Mario. We've seen the danger of Ouija boards from past case files, including Jeremy's epic battle in Case 2 from Season 1, and of course, Parts 1 and 2 of Spiritual Roulette from Season 1. Sadly, it's an all too common story. If you want an absolutely bonkers history of the Ouija board, go back and check out Case 3, Spiritual Roulette. But as a quick reminder, the history of the Ouija board is, well, fittingly murky. It appears to have originated in 1891 by a businessman named Elijah Bond in the height of the American spiritualism movement. The game saw a rise in popularity after World War I, especially when grieving families were desperate to contact loved ones from beyond the grave. But perhaps the scariest part of the Ouija board story is the fate of those involved with its propagation. William Fuld, the businessman who helped commercialize the board, mysteriously fell from a roof of his 3-story Ouija board factory while overseeing the installation of a flagpole. He was leaning on an iron railing or support that suddenly gave way, causing him to lose his balance and fall backwards. During the fall, he grabbed onto one of the factory windows briefly, but was then thrown to the ground below. He suffered a concussion, 5 fractured ribs, a broken arm, a fractured leg, and other cuts and bruises. And while being transported to the hospital, one of his broken ribs pierced his heart, which resulted in his death. The board had told him to build more of them. He is gone, and alas, the board is still here.
Simon, honey, aren't you going to come down for dinner?
I'm not hungry.
I know you miss Grandma. I do too. But do you think she'd want you to stay up here in your room all the time like this?
She wouldn't have even wanted to die in the first place.
Simon.
It's weird, Mom. You know, she gave me that Ouija board at Christmas, and it's like maybe she knew she was gonna die. Where do you think we go after we die?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a mystery, right? But I'm sure wherever she is, she's wishing she was here with us.
It's not fair.
No, it's not, but there's something, I'm sure, that connects us all. There has to be. Well, if you get hungry, come down. You need to eat something.
It's not fair. Why can't you come back?
Simon dropped to his knees and was crying. As he looked up through teary eyes, he eyed the Ouija board and, overwhelmed with grief, pulled it out and stared at it. He realized it was the last gift she had given him, and so right there and then it became his most treasured possession.
I miss you, Grandma.
Simon opened the box, looked at the board, read the simple instructions, and began to play.
We love dogs at my house. St. Bernards, Huskies, Golden Retrievers. They're just such a gift. I mean, it's the family member who is most excited to see me all the time, even when I'm not living my best life. And with Ollie, you can help your dog live their best life. Ollie offers fresh, protein-packed meals made with real human-grade ingredients, and they offer 5 tasty recipes, all slow-cooked for top nutrition. Dogs love the taste. My St. Bernards have typically been very finicky eaters, and boy do they approve of dining at Chateau Ali. Now, the meals are tailored to meet your dog's specific needs, come in mess-free packaging, and they even have an app that offers on-demand health screenings where you tap real experts for your pup peace of mind. I shared this story a few months ago, but I've had numerous friends say how much diet has affected their dog. Like, they changed the diet and they actually saw their dog come to life after switching out their food. Dogs like people do better with real food. So give your pup the best with Ollie. Head to ollie.com/xfiles. Tell them all about your dog and use code XFiles, that's EXFiles, to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/XFiles and enter code EXFiles to get 60% off your first box. Do you remember the story in the Bible where Elisha helps an old widow pour what little oil she has into jars and it just kept flowing, never running out? Well, just like her oil never ran out, you want to make sure you don't miss out on Graza olive oil. See what I did there? Look, Graza olive oil is amazing. It tastes great, and it comes in these incredibly fun, bright green bottles. Graza is always fresh, never blended, and made from the world's freshest olives. They're always picked, pressed, and bottled in the same season. You can even see the harvest date on the bottle. Graza has 3 olive oils for all your classic holiday recipes. There's Sizzle, that's like the everyday cooking oil for marinating, sautéing, and roasting. There's Drizzle, a super punchy, flavorful finishing oil that's perfect for dressing a salad, dipping bread, or giving anything a pop of flavor. They also have Frizzle. That's right, Frizzle, a high-heat cooking oil that can handle some serious heat and great for baking, grilling, and frying. I just made tacos the other night with it, and guess what? The tortillas go amazing in there. So our listeners know I love olive oil, and the evidence for its heart health and brain benefits is huge, but it also tastes amazing, and it's such a great thing for any person who just loves hospitality. So, are you ready to get frizzling or sizzling or drizzling? Well, you can. Here's what you get. You get 10% off your first order on their site, but I personally recommend their new dinner party pack or their duo gift set, which is now available in glass. So head to graza.co/xfiles and use code EXFiles to get 10% off your order and get cooking this holiday season with some fresh, delicious olive oil.
Let me say, I can sympathize with those who have lost loved ones and try to use spirit boards to maintain contact. I get it. That was one of the reasons for the rise of the popularity of spirit boards after World War I. So many had lost loved ones, they were desperate to find a way to reconnect with them. I also think the vast majority of people today use them as a gag game, completely unaware of the evil they are inviting. There is a verse in Scripture that rings all too true. My people perish for lack of knowledge. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. Plain and simple, to use a Ouija board is to engage in the occult. There is no ambiguity here. It is on par with psychics, fortune-telling, seances, any act of attempting to extract information of the unknown outside the realm of nature, or obtaining power not normally available to humans. This is really, at its core, a violation of the first commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. By refusing to accept God's limits, engaging the occult is essentially attempting to usurp God's place and appropriating power that is reserved to Him alone. Sound familiar? This was Satan's rebellion. The fundamental question is, will I do it my way or God's way? When we pick the former, friend, we have problems.
As a reminder, since I know our listeners do not play with Ouija boards, I'll explain how it works. It consists of a flat board on which are the letters of the alphabet, numbers 0 through 9, and the words yes and no. A teardrop-shaped slider, called a planchette, will glide across the board as the participants' hands are on it to land on the different letters or numbers. The users will summon a spirit and then ask questions, and the spirit will use the planchette to allegedly communicate the answers. The concept of using a writing instrument to communicate with the deceased or spirits has been around for centuries, dating all the way back to ancient Greece. Even historical figures like Pythagoras were said to dabble in necromancy. In ancient China, for example, the practice of Fuji involved using a suspended sieve to guide a stick, which drew characters in the sand. When the game first became prevalent, some viewed it as a way to reach beyond the grave, while others saw it as a dinner party pastime, where you could have a few laughs asking it any question you wanted, like a magic 8-ball. But unlike charades, Ouija boards should come with a warning label. Side effects may include, well, you know.
Okay, let's see if this works. Hello? Can someone hear me? Is anyone out there?
Simon put his hands on the board and waited. For many, nothing happens. And that's probably true for the vast majority. But let me tell you, it doesn't have to move for it to be a sin. However, in Simon's case, something happened quickly.
Is someone there?
The planchette, as if answering his question, began to move, stomping on the word hello.
Yes, you are there? Are you my grandma?
The planchette moved to no.
Do you know where she is?
The planchette moved to spell out H-E-R-E. Here.
Can I talk to her, please?
The planchette moved to yes.
Grandma, can you hear me?
There was a pause, just enough to make Simon wonder if this whole thing was imagined. And then he felt the planchette move to hello. Kids are fascinating. On the one hand, they are so quick to trust, but as an almost teenager, Simon had that sudden, overwhelming skepticism creep in. He wanted to make sure who he was talking to.
Wait, how do I know if it's you?
And then, surprise. The planchette spelt out M-O-N-K-E-Y. Monkey.
Grandma!
Elated and overjoyed, Simon took it for granted that this must be his grandmother. Who else could have known her special nickname for him? He suddenly felt his joy return.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't it more likely that the user is subconsciously guiding the planchette around the board to hear the answers they want? Especially in a case like Simon's. And some psychologists would agree with that. But there's also actual science about the planchette having a life of its own. Under laboratory conditions, in various studies, results found that the subjects were moving the planchette, albeit involuntarily. A 2012 study even found that when answering yes or no questions, Ouija use was 55 to 65% more accurate than just pure guessing. Are some interactions influenced by the user's mental state or preconceived notions? Perhaps. But the fact of the matter is, there are more unexplained testimonials involving Ouija boards than can be accounted for.
After making contact with his grandmother, Simon began to engage in more conversation.
So, Grandma, what's it like where you are? C-O-L-D. Cold? That kind of sucks. Do you miss me? Yes, I miss you too. A lot.
Caught up in the belief that he was speaking to his grandmother, Simon would sit in his room with the door locked and talk to Grandma for hours. His mom didn't know what he was doing up there, assuming that he was still shutting himself in with grief or burying his head in books or homework. The truth is, his quote-unquote grandmother asked him to keep her visits a secret, saying that they would be their own private time together. This is a common tactic. Demons want to isolate and cut you off from anything that may frustrate their schemes. That being said, he did ultimately tell someone, his best friend Derek.
Bro, I'm telling you, this board works.
What do you mean it works?
I'm actually talking to my grandma. Like, I ask her questions about things only she would know, and she answers by moving the little slider thing around.
Dude, that's weird. I heard these things are bad news.
How could it be bad when it's letting me talk to my grandma? Maybe it's like a phone.
Nah.
You know, you can call dead people. She answers, and I can have conversations. She told me before she died that this would help keep us in touch.
Have you told your mom?
No.
And why is that?
Grandma said not to.
What? Why?
I don't know, man. She just said it had to be a secret. I'm just happy to have my grandma back.
Simon, I'm telling you, dude, just be careful.
As the days went on, Simon grew more comfortable using the board, and it turned into a routine of sorts. The feeling of talking with his grandmother was more than comforting, it was addicting. Every afternoon, as soon as he got home from school, Simon pulled out the board, and for the next 2 hours, it was just time spent with Grandma, who was now sharing a lot more opinions and interesting information. She shared fascinating tidbits about their family history, such as Simon's distant relationship with a famous French general and how he came from a long line of very gifted people. Grandma recounted her own childhood and painted a vivid picture of life growing up on the East Coast and how she met Simon's grandfather and they started their lives together. She also broached a very taboo subject in Simon's house, Simon's father. Simon knew very little of his father and devoured the little anecdotes Grandma shared.
I sucked at my math test today. Math is stupid anyways. Hey, I mean, I tried, but I could do better next time.
Simon? Simon. Hey, sweetie. What are you... Oh, okay. Grandma's Ouija board. That's sweet. Are you trying to connect with her?
No. I mean, yeah. I tried it, but it doesn't work. I just wanted to think about her.
I miss her too, buddy. You've been up here a lot lately. Are you okay?
Yeah, just homework.
Okay. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Nope. I'm good.
Simon, I know you miss your grandmother, but...
Mom, it's okay. I know she's here with us in some way.
Yeah, I think so too, sweetie. Well, finish up. I have dinner ready soon.
They say money makes the world go round. And while from a physics standpoint, I don't think that's true, from a personal finance standpoint, it is accurate. And with that, we want to introduce you to the best way to save money in the new year, and that is Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and shows you what is increasing in price, forcing you to ask the ultimate question, do I need this? And in fact, you might find, like I did, the answer is no more often than not. Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. And honestly, the best part is when it alerts you that those subscription prices have increased, so you don't wake up one day and find out you just spent hundreds of dollars of extra hard-earned cash on something you don't actually need. There's another amazing feature. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. They'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to. Rocket Money has saved users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. So, are you ready to cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money? Well, go to rocketmoney.com/xfiles today. That's rocketmoney.com/exfiles. rocketmoney.com/exfiles.
As the weeks went on, Simon began to notice that Grandma's personality changed. She began to exhibit an impatience and a temper. It was subtle at first, but was unmistakable to him. His grandmother had always been a kind, affectionate, and patient woman. Now she was telling him to do things she never would have. She also told Simon of things that would happen to him, claiming she could see the future from the other side.
So, I'm gonna be a movie star. And rich too? Whoa.
This type of information is highly addictive, and Simon's curiosity led him to begin consulting Grandma daily for advice, almost like a horoscope. She would even help him with homework. He'd ask her for help or for ideas, and she seemed to always have the right answer for everything. Grandma had a remarkable knowledge of history, in particular. But Grandma also was very different in some respects. She was getting a bit more pushy than Simon remembered her.
Simon! Dinner time!
Okay, I gotta go. I'll be back later. No, I can't stay. I'm sorry, I need to go. But I'm not sick. I don't want to lie to her.
For example, Grandma had always been adamant against lying, and now she would tell Simon regularly to fabricate excuses so that he could spend more time with her. The reason being because she was lonely on the other side. Interestingly, every time Simon would ask if he could tell his mother about Grandma, she would say no, that if his mom were there, she may not be able to communicate with him. One night, though, things got even stranger. Grandma asked Simon to do something he can't imagine her ever asking him when she was alive.
Steal? Steal what? I can't, Grandma. That's her emergency money. Wouldn't that just make Mom mad?
It was obvious the other side had changed Grandma. Then there was the barking dog. The neighbors had a dog that would bark incessantly. Sometimes it bothered Simon as he was trying to study. Exasperated one night, he began speaking with Grandma with the board. She told him to kill it, because, she said, that's what strong boys do. His grandmother had always loved animals. Something wasn't right. But more than anything, it was the constant jabs and snide remarks toward his mother that really threw Simon off. And then one night, everything came to a head.
Grandma, don't be silly. We all love and miss you. I know Mom does. I'm tired, okay? I need to go to bed. I'm falling asleep. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? No, I'm really tired, okay? I'm sorry.
Grandma wasn't done talking. The board began to spell out, "Simon is bad," like his mother. This frightened Simon. He wasn't sure how to react to this, so he put the planchette down, got up to go brush his teeth and collect himself. As he was in the bathroom, there came a large thud.
Hello?
Simon walked over and saw that his PlayStation was on the floor, smashed in pieces.
Grandma, was that you?
The planchette responded yes. Simon then asked another question.
Are you in this room right now?
The planchette responded yes.
Why did you do that?
The planchette moved and spelled out, "Simon is bad. Doesn't listen." A feeling of dread came over Simon. He could feel the skin on the back of his neck tingle. At that point, something snapped in him. He realized his grandmother wouldn't have him lie, break things, kill animals, and scare him. In a sudden moment of clarity, he roared back at the board defiantly.
You're not my grandma. She wouldn't do that. Get out. Whatever you are, I'm done with you.
Simon got up, grabbed the board, put it in the box, and ran downstairs to the kitchen. Running past his mother, he went out to the garbage cans. He paused, walked over to his neighbor's garbage can, opened one of the trash bags inside it, and placed the board inside. This would prevent his mother from finding the Ouija board in their own can. He knew that if she saw him throw out his grandmother's board, she would make an issue about it.
Stupid game.
Honey? You okay? What are you doing out there?
I found a spider. I really wanted it out of my room.
Must have been a big one.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Mom,
Yeah?
you loved Grandma, right?
Simon, why would you ask that? Of course.
And you two were close, right?
You know how close we were. I miss her every day.
I miss her too.
Come here.
Simon went back upstairs to his room and crawled into bed. He kept the light on, and turned on music to try to calm his nerves. He eventually fell asleep. The next morning, he got up, had breakfast, and went to school, trying to put the events of the evening behind him. That day after school, his mother took him out for ice cream and movie as a treat. They got back, his mom started dinner, and he went upstairs to work on his computer.
Okay, let's see here. What the?
Turning his head, he saw it. There, under the bed, was the Ouija board, in the same spot he always kept it. It was as if it had never been moved. Simon was learning a valuable lesson about the demonic. Just because you get rid of the board doesn't mean the game ends. For Simon, the game was just beginning.
Well, if this all sounds a little too ridiculous, consider this. In Colombia in 2022, a group of teenagers collapsed after using a Ouija board at school. Teachers at the Agricultural Technical Institute found 11 students, aged 13 to 17, passed out in a corridor and suffering from violent vomiting, abdominal pain, and muscle spasms. Some of the medical examiners concluded that it must have been a case of food poisoning, as some of the students had allegedly drunk from the same glass. But a separate case in 2023 reports 28 young teenage girls, who again were all playing with a Ouija board, who were immediately hospitalized from losing consciousness due to severe anxiety. In this case, there were no links to any shared drinks or food. Stories like these are more common than we think. So we ask, is it worth it? There are plenty of fun games that don't carry the same spiritual risks, so perhaps we stick to I Spy. I also want to leave you with this. The so-called, quote, mother of the Ouija board, Helen Peters Nosworthy, reported later in her life that it had caused severe family problems, and she warned people to avoid using the Ouija board because, quote, it lies. Well, that's all for today, and I think there's only one remaining question that arises from this episode, which is, why did we not title this episode Simon Says? Well, maybe we should have. See you next week, folks. To get some of our anointed merchandise, visit Exorcist Files TV, and of course, all those wonderful and absurd and overly specific criticisms, well, send them on to exorcistfiles@gmail.com. The role of Simon was played by Tyler Maga, the role of Grandma by Ronnie Richards, the role of Clara by Melissa Frank, the role of Father John by Tim Davis, and the role of Derek by Finn Christensen. Music and scoring by Jim Cavell and Tom Straley, mixing, mastering, recording, and engineering by Dan Blessinger and Michelle Martinez. Script was written by Ryan Bethea, Father Carlos Martins, and Rachel Collins. Executive producers are Ryan Bethea and Father Carlos Martins.